Now, coffee farmers are intensifying preparations to comply with the European Union Deforestation Regulation as authorities move to meet strict traceability requirements before the rules take full effect. The Agriculture and Food Authority, AFA, has only geomapped about 30% of land under coffee and is racing against time to geomap all land under coffee in the country to avoid losing access to the EU market by December 30th this year. The ongoing exercise involves mapping farms and collecting geolocation data to confirm that coffee exported to the EU is produced on land that has not been deforested after December 31st, 2020, a key requirement under the regulation.
The one row of pruning.
We meet Nelson Wanjohi pruning coffee bushes at his farm in Mokoroine, where the crop is at the flowering stage. A coffee farmer for more than 15 years, he carefully tends his trees to improve yields and maintain quality. He's one of the farmers whose farm has already been geomapped as part of efforts to comply with the European Union Deforestation Regulation.
Tumeonyeshwa mambo hiyo ya geomapping ya EUDR, tukaambiwa maneno ya climate, yaani watu wasiharibu misitu, watu wasikatakate miti ovyo ovyo, lakini wahusike pia na kuandamana kuwa na miti, lakini sio ile ya kuharibu. Yaani sio kama ile graphelias, wawe na miti ile tu indigenous.
However, some farmers in the neighborhood still do not fully understand the regulation and what it means for their coffee production and access to the European Union market.
Shamba yangu haijafanyiwa mapping, lakini ningetaka sana ni watu wanje.
The Agriculture and Food Authority has so far geomapped only 30% of land under coffee across 16 of the country's 33 producing counties. The European Union Deforestation Regulation, initially set to take effect at the end of 2024, will now apply to larger and medium operators from December 30th, 2026, and to small and micro operators from June 30th, 2027, after the European Parliament voted earlier last year to delay its implementation for a second time.
And what we are doing in terms of this is to collect data working with the Department of Remote Sensing to be able to demonstrate that where our coffee is, there's not a deforested area. And this, we are quite safe. All we need is to ask our farmers, when our people visit your farm, just cooperate, allow them to take the satellite images that are required, let them take the images so that we build enough data for ourselves.
The European Union Deforestation Regulation sets strict requirements for products entering the EU market. They must come from land that has not been deforested or degraded after December 31st, 2020, and include precise GPS coordinates of production plots. Producers must comply with national laws, respect human and indigenous rights, and implement a due diligence system to identify and mitigate risks. Before placing products on the EU market or exporting them, companies are required to submit a formal due diligence statement through an EU information system.
Is to urge anyone who is going to the farm to farm, you do not have to mess your forest. We use the fallow land that is not forested, and let's plant coffee there.
We cannot put our heads down and still assume that the climate change is not there. It is there, and it's going to affect the coffee. Look at the droughts and the frosts that are affecting coffee globally.
The authority is racing against time to geomap all coffee farms in the country to meet the strict regulations. They specifically target commodities such as cattle, cocoa, coffee, palm oil, rubber, and wood, and applies to traders placing these products or their derivatives on the EU market or exporting them from the EU. Meanwhile, the government is distributing coffee seedlings to boost production, with the new Kenya Planters Cooperative Union having already handed out 1.3 million seedlings. Margaret Kimathi, NTV.